Hey everyone, PC Casual Gaming Dad here, and I'm back with another video regarding the Activision Blizzard lawsuit scandal. And I wanted to provide a summary because I feel that it is part of the unwritten job description in a content creator's um, role, I guess, is to provide information for followers. Now, I might be a small content creator both on Twitch and YouTube, but nonetheless, I want to do my part, right? And I want to show you some of the videos and the perspectives that I've been listening to outside of talking with people that I play with and people in my life that are gamers, including my adolescent son, and just kind of share that perspective there, and so that everyone can have as much information as possible when they're deciding on how to respond, what to think, how you feel, how to help you work through those feelings. Because I think it's safe to say that, well, if you're watching this, that you have some strong feelings about it. But nonetheless, before I get into it, if you like what you see, please consider following me on Twitch. Leave a like, consider subscribing on YouTube. It helps me a lot, trying to build a community of casual gamers. And so your likes, your comments, your thoughts, your opinions, it helps. It really does. It makes a difference. With that being said, I'm going to get right into it. PreachPreach Gaming is a pretty popular streamer and YouTuber. He covers not only World of Warcraft, but a lot of his content is, and he's done it for a long time. And you can see the frustration on his face because, this is the first thing he sees when he wakes up was, well, information about the lawsuit. What I'm going to do is I'm not going to go over all these videos. I did cover one of them. I did cover this one. I did a reaction to it. That was the first video I watched from Asmongold. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you these videos, and I'm also going to link them. I'm going to link them here in my stream right now, even though there's nobody here. I'm still going to link them, and each of these videos are things you can follow. If you're watching this on YouTube later today, there will be links to all these videos in the description. I should also say that please consider following and/or subscribing these people that I show you, because, well, not just because I do, but if you're into these games or into gaming in general, and these are some of the bigger people who have a lot of sway, a lot of power, because they have a lot of followers, and there's a reason why they have followers. There's a reason. It's not simply because there isn't some shallow reason they do. They all have a following for a reason. People come to them. They're either charismatic or they have a thought process and opinion. They've been covering things for a long time. They've grown a fan base based on a number of reasons. Respect being another one, right? Okay, so Preach, highly recommend looking at this one. This one's about 22 minutes. I've watched all of these videos, and I think they all play an important role in getting us to see different perspectives, and information perspectives are important. This one I found because of, so this one I'm not subscribed to. I may consider. This is the only video I've watched from him. I found him through, apparently, so I watched BelleauR, and I'll link this one here. And I watched this, and this was recommended to me that a lot of viewers from BelleauR watch this one as well. So I decided, and again, I made some time, instead of actually gaming, where I would have spent time gaming, I made some time to listen to different people's perspectives. And there's definitely others out there, not just the ones that I'm showing you. If you found some other ones as well, please, love for you to share that in the comment section. I'm definitely open, and I'd love to hear more about different people's perspectives. Some people started like this, or they were, everyone expressed it differently. This individual he said his friends describe him as dead inside, was very, very somber, very emotional, very hurt, very clearly hurt, the way he expressed himself, and these are his words, not mine. BelleauR, who has often been known in the not so distant past to have really laid into Blizzard, was also very somber. And if you see the way he starts this video, I'll show you just the first few seconds.
Hey everyone, okay.
You see that? Not only do you get to see him turning the video on, because, well, you get the point, right? You know, Asmongold, of course, this was the first one, and he's done multiple. He's done multiple. I encourage you to look at this one. This is the first one he did. This is his most recent one. I watched this one just earlier. This one's really interesting. I think there's even others that he's put up since then, and so I may look more into those, but these are the ones that I've seen so far. Hazel Nutty Games. Now, Hazel is a streamer and content creator on YouTube. I don't watch a lot of actual streams, but sometimes after the fact. I don't typically watch people as they're playing, sometimes, but not. I usually watch their after what comes on it. And Hazel, I think, you know, and I was showing this to my son too, she has a really unique perspective on this, and I really, really recommend that you pay attention to what she says. And I made a comment here. She said, there's value in staying in these spaces, meaning the space of playing the games. And she was talking about whether people should boycott or they decide to boycott or not, and demanding that they become better, you know, and that really resonated with me. And so I think it'd be great for you to listen to this. It's only 10 minutes. She's very concise, to the point. So, did I link this one? I'm not so sure I did. I did not. Okay. So I'm putting that one in there too. And then this one was the last one that I listened to. This is Taliyah and the Nevitel. And this one is one of the most raw responses I've seen. And Taliyah and Nevitel are big fans of World of Warcraft, Taliyah especially. And I can tell you that, you know, I haven't seen so much raw emotion come from him in so many different directions. He said in the comments, there's been spots where he commented, and he's very, very affected by this whole thing. I think we all are in some degree, right? If you're gamers, right? It's hard not to be, you know, unless you just ignore the news and don't pay attention. But he was especially showing his emotions were right there on his sleeve, and I really respect that. I do. And this is a hard thing for him. You know, some people, their lives are built around this. You know, so for them, it's not as simple as saying like, oh, okay, you know what, I can't do that, I can't support this anymore. Well, you know, it's just not that simple. I think it would be easy. I think it's the easy way. I'm not saying that there is one correct decision to be made. There certainly isn't, and you'll see that most of these people, these streamers, these content creators agree with that. Everyone's going to have a different decision and a different thought process and a different feeling, you know. My son told me that, he said, oh, I will never buy another Blizzard game again. You know, mind you, he hasn't really bought any up to this point. He's had access to some through me. But, like, for example, like Diablo 2 Resurrected comes out in September, and he was planning on probably purchasing it, and he's saying not anymore. I'm like, well, you know, that's your decision, and that's fine, you know. I said, you know, I'm personally not, you know, I'm not going to refund my purchase of the game because of these circumstances. And, you know, I'm still really hashing out my feelings about it. You know, you're not gonna see me like getting angry and pissed off and just going off on Blizzard and whatnot, because, you know, it's just not who I am. That's not how I handle things. That's not how I process things. I may do that with friends and family that are close to me, you know. Probably not for this though. It's as upsetting as it is, you know. It's, you know, I try to just take everything in. You know, it's not just the Blizzard World of Warcraft team that are guilty of these things. This happens in other companies in the industry and other companies not in the industry all over the place. And so I really like what a lot of these streamers have recommended and content creators, and that's the, what can we do? And, I agree. That's what we should be doing is we have to start at home. We have to start at our own workplace. We have to start at our schools. We have to start in our interactions with friends and family and not tolerate this kind of behavior, this kind of discrimination. Uh, Women are human beings, just like we are. When I was a young adolescent teenager, it was hard not to put women on a pedestal, mainly because it was nerve-wracking at times for me, because you keep thinking that I have to treat women a certain way because I want them to like me. I want them to say yes when I ask them on a date. Never once in my life did it cross my mind that I should ever be rude or disrespectful to a woman or treat her differently in any negative way. It's just been common sense to me. But apparently to some people, it's not only do they have to be told, but they have to be there has to be consequences. It's really sad that needs to even happen. But nonetheless, it starts with us. And hopefully this can be maybe like similar to the and I'm a silver linings guy. Maybe we can make some lemonade from this. Maybe something positive will come of this. Maybe this can be like what happened with EA a few years ago when they just absolutely blatantly stated how they didn't care, that they knew they were overcharging with their microtransactions. They knew with the loot boxes, and the gaming community set up and said no, and we made waves, and we made a really big difference. So maybe something positive can come from this. At the very least, even if Blizzard's legal team sweeps this under the rug somehow, I think that the spotlight will forever be shined on it, and that if we as a community come together, we can put a stop to this. And if you're a participant in these things, first of all, fuck you, excuse my French. Secondly, it's time for a change. It's time for a change. It's time to be better. We need to be better human beings. Okay, this goes without saying, but it needs to be said. It needs to be said loud and clear. Hazel said, "There's strength in numbers," and I agree. There is, and people who are perpetrators of this kind of behavior need to know that this is not okay. This shouldn't be tolerated. It should be something that you feel ashamed about. You should feel uncomfortable. You should feel nervous. You should feel anxious about it, because it's not okay. There's nothing. There's no sense of that. I have a daughter. Okay, I have a daughter, and I was a young adolescent, teenager at one point, and I was attracted to women from a young age, since I was 12 years old, and but never was I rude or disrespectful. I just, of course, for a while I just wanted them to like me, and but that's a different conversation. But I would never mistreat people just because of who they are and where they come from, especially something that you can't control. You're born, you can't decide your gender and whatnot. It's ridiculous. It's despicable, and I think that those people who have families too and who are perpetrators, it makes absolutely no sense. How do you live with yourselves? How do you do that? How? My sweet innocent little girl, I can't imagine. It's disgusting for me to think about that there are people out there that could treat her that way just because of her gender, or anything. It doesn't even have to be the gender. It really doesn't matter what it is, like, we need to be better human beings. We just need to be better, and in a time like this where places have never been more divided, it's really sad to be hearing things like this. This has been an ongoing problem for years and years that leadership knew about and they did nothing about. Well, reckoning's coming. It's coming. I really hope it does. I hope it does. I hope that people who witness this, who see that reckoning, will be deterred from doing this kind of behavior. And it starts with the leaders. Leaders are what make or break these scenarios, because not only do leaders take responsibility and accountability for their employees. When these actions happen, they deal with it in an appropriate manner. But they set the precedent, they set the example. So when you have supervisors, such as Alex, I'm not going to even bother trying to pronounce his last name, who are perpetrators like this, of course employees are going to think that that's okay. And it's not. You know, I'm amazed that we have to tell people that this is not okay. Don't you have a mother? Don't you have a sister? Don't you have a daughter? Don't you have a girlfriend? Do you want someone to treat your family, your wife, your family that way? Okay, I don't want to inject too much of my own opinion on this, but please, please, please take some time. Think these things over, listen to some of these people and others, and please share, like I said, if you can with me. I'd love to hear other people's thoughts and opinions. And, you know, let's, you know, whatever decision you make for yourself, if you want to boycott a game, I'm not sure about that for me personally just yet. You know, I think, as the way Taliyah put it in his video, he said, one of the things we can do is just respect people's decision on what they decide to do and how they handle it, even if you don't agree. Don't go shaming people, don't go commenting, telling them to uninstall, telling other Blizzard developers that have nothing to do with any of this, they should quit their job. Like, don't perpetrate this negativity, this toxicity. Don't be a perpetrator. Okay. Well, that's it for today. This is Casual Gaming Dad signing out, and you know, I hope to see you again soon, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.